Hi everybody, welcome and hope you've had a lovely Sunday so far. Welcome to Sydney Social Live episode 5. Now this is a thought-provoking, one-of-its-kind talk show where we put the spotlight on harsh hidden realities of modern day social circles. Harsh realities that a lot of people are struggling with, but no one really is talking about them. Now, what's the purpose of this show? The purpose of this show is to spark important conversations and to foster a community that's positive, uplifting, and non-judgmental. Now, as you all know, in every episode, I invite a special guest to have a chat with me. And today we have a very special guest, also a very dear friend of mine, Umaa Arun. So let's welcome Umaa. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
It's an honor actually to be here with you.
Thank you. Are you excited? Because I am.
Yes, very much so.
And let's get Umaa into the thing. Just come a little closer to me so you're into it. Very good. That's better. So Umaa, as we discussed offline, we have a lot of interesting topics that we got lined up for our viewers. Now, before I dive into the show, I hope you all can hear me clearly. So if the audio is not clear for any reason, now is the time, my friends, to let us know. And keep the comments coming because Umaa and I would love to read them after the show. If we can't respond straight away, we will respond afterwards. Cool? True. Now, how does one even begin describing this lovely young lady and all the amazing accomplishments she's collected over the years? Very hard to do justice when you're reading the bio of someone who's so accomplished, but let me give it a go. So I'm going to give you a brief introduction. Umaa Arun is a business entrepreneur and she's the founder and CEO of Dream Creates Proprietary Limited. She also owns a startup company with the brand KC Chettinad, manufacturing and distributing organic homemade curry powders, straight from their hometown Karaikudi to your home in Australia. That is so yum. I'm going to get you to talk about that in a minute. She is, of course, as we all know, an active community activist, and she has been serving the community selflessly for 21 years, supporting different organizations. She's a founder member of NSA, a non-profit organization, and currently is the Joint Secretary and Communications Manager of Lions Club Greenacre. She has been a visionary for kids, engagement in the community, and organized the first charity program in all of Australia for the kids, by the kids, for kids in need. At a professional level, Umaa works as a finance manager for one of the leading global companies, and she's a certified tax consultant. Wow! That is an amazing list of accomplishments. Kudos to you. Tell our viewers a little bit about this great new venture of yours.
Yes, it's very close to me, and it's very which I'm very passionate about. I get my samba powder from my homemade, like from my mom, and during the COVID time I couldn't get it because everything was shut down, and I had to use a lot of different types of brand to actually match it. And ours is a very, very traditional, soft, bland, it's not too much harsh to the stomach and no preservatives. Perfect. So I thought, okay, yes, I should, bring on to the Australia and, sell it widely here. Yeah. And that's where it started. And my mother is the owner of the recipe. And I do have my own business partner here as well.
Awesome. So these are sambar powders then?
Yes. Yeah.
So all you idli, dosa lovers, who have their sambar, there you go. So is it out in the market yet, Umaa? Or
in a couple of weeks. We are going to launch in stores.
Yes. So watch this space because that exciting new product will be out in the market very soon. Now, Umaa and I have some very, very interesting topics today lined up for you all, and we've been chatting for some time, to discuss what exactly are topics that we've noticed and observed in modern day social circles in Sydney. So we are going to talk about all of them in detail. Don't forget to leave your comments and ask your questions in the comments section. The first topic we are going to begin with, everyone's favorite topic, friendship. The definition of friendship in today's day and age, because certainly it has changed over the years. Particularly, we're talking about the element of trust in modern day friendships, because sadly, trust is often broken and trust is often absent. So I know that, Uma, you have some very interesting insights
Yes.
on this whole topic of modern day friendships, trust, all of that.
Yes.
So let's dive in and tell me a little bit about what you think.
So I feel the friendship should be, which actually is enrich and take you to the next level.
Yeah.
Help you to the successful growth. But sometimes in friendship, it can actually be. The one that's actually pulling down, where they can be hurtful. Friendship and relationship goes hand to hand.
Yeah.
It's the same hurtful feeling that you get because you trust a friend and something happens, or down the track. I've observed quite a few examples.
Yeah. Where the trust is broken or somebody's betrayed somebody's trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
But friendship is very pure, and I think today it's sometimes taken for granted or taken advantage of. But the pure friendship is actually lacking.
Yes. I've also noticed, Uma, in a lot of Facebook groups, you probably have noticed a lot of anonymous posts are nowadays coming up. I'm sure our viewers have as well, where the opening line is always, "Hey everyone, I'm looking for true friends." Have you noticed that as well?
Yes.
So obviously it's a big problem at the moment.
Yes. Because I think it's, if we go back to our school time, we usually choose our friends like-minded.
Yes.
And, you start from there. But today's world and where we are as an adult, like, 30 plus or 40 plus, it's very hard to actually find a friend that's going to be like-minded or where you can actually share everything with.
Yes.
And, or if you're not going to be taken advantage or not judged.
Yeah.
Sometimes, for example, you'll friend actually come in the form of opportunistic.
Yes.
They come there, become a family friend, and then they'll try and use you, or take advantage of your contacts or your people or your friend circle,
your network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that becomes a burden actually. Because you are still thinking they are your family friend, and then you're trying to introduce with everybody.
Yeah.
But behind the motto is not to be introduced, it's just to utilize other people's contacts, or even say creativity skills. Like somebody might be really good in some business, and they want, they get inspired. Getting inspired and then starting a business is different from, rather than copying entirely or using their creativity.
Exactly.
And then take away their business.
Yes.
And then their contacts, and then start doing the same thing down the
Copycatting.
road. Copycat down the road,
Because I think people just want a shortcut.
Yes.
They don't want to do the hard work. Somebody does the hard work. So for example, let's say somebody like Uma, she's very enterprising. She's been in the community space for a long time. You do all the hard work, and like we were talking, to build a network takes years.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you build that network, and then you meet somebody nice who sort of approaches you from a friendship perspective.
Yes.
So sometimes we get fooled.
Yes. Yeah.
And then we find out later that, this person was in the relationship only for what they could get.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for example, sometimes I've seen and observed as well, where they get jealous of the person or the family, and then they'll go to any extent to break that family, and it actually spoils the family bonding between the
husband and
wife or kids or anything, because of the extreme jealousy that they have, or they want to have that
one-upmanship?
yes, or like because I don't have it, how can they have it? It's something like that.
Okay, so if I can't have something, then nobody else should have it as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to ask our viewers as well, have you ever, let us know if you've met people because of whom sometimes the atmosphere at home gets a little poisoned, maybe because of the equation you have with a particular friend, there are arguments and fights at home. And sadly, some people take pleasure in even seeing that kind of thing, right? Because that's very sad.
And they go to the next extent of actually spreading something which is not even true, maybe character assassination, or saying something bad about the people, or say something, or they don't go along well, this, etc. Like, they can build up any kind of story.
So making stories about a particular person, and that person, let's say your husband and wife, then there are these people who are going around spreading false stories that, I don't think they're happy in the marriage, look, they always come, they're always going alone to different events or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I've said in a previous show, are we all detectives? Like, is that what is happening?
Yes.
No, we all have full-time jobs, right? We don't need to be detectives.
True. No, I really agree with that. You know, I think not only women. I think in this way, some men also can't accept, like, you know. They also start speaking, but I would say this is more towards a women's side, where it's a lot more, you know, in my observation. I've seen where they spread this kind of gossips, or because of the jealousy, or because somebody is successful than you. Everybody is successful in one way or the other. So you just need to find your passion, and you need to be self-confident rather than damaging another person.
Somebody else.
Yes.
And do you think, Umaa, that all of this stems from insecurity on the part of people? Do you think because they feel somewhere that they haven't achieved something, and that insecurity is making them feel that they need to pull down this other person?
Or even shortcut achievements, you know, like, you know, we would have done 20 years, they wouldn't see the 20 years of struggle. You know, it's like any business contact, any business people, like Coca-Cola, they might have struggled a lot. The business guy might have struggled, and then after, you know, 20 years, they might have launched it. Nobody sees the 20 years, they see, oh wow, he's earning so much money. You know, the background work is a lot. Nobody tends to see that, you know.
And they only think that, okay, maybe because somebody like you would make it look so easy, because you're, you know, you are hardworking, you're enterprising. It looks easy, and so people think, oh, okay, you know, I should be able to duplicate it as well. But very rarely do we know what's happening behind the scenes, the sleepless nights, the, you know, the sacrifices that one has to make. So no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts in life. And there's that famous saying, right, that the elevator to success is always broken. You have to take the staircase. So there are no shortcuts in life. And this thing about contacts and stealing contacts, I've actually read a lot of people, you know, anonymous posts again, where people do complain about this, that they say, oh, I introduced Miss X to all my friends, and then she stole all my friends and left me out of the equation. So I'm sure a lot of you would have experienced that.
And like, you know, sometimes if your friends can be friends, you know, even though you're not friends, that's okay. You have outgrown them, that's okay. But not in business contacts, where, you know, where you have introduced, maybe you would have introduced to like 10 politicians or 10 government people or 10 corporate business people, and not using them or taking advantage of them, but you are not in the part of it anymore. Because as soon as the introduction is done,
they're gone.
Tata,
bye-bye. Thank you very much. It was lovely knowing you.
So that is the basic friendship nowadays.
How sad. Like we said earlier, once upon a time, you know, when we were younger, definition of friendship was you shared values, you shared the same worldview, you had things in common, and so you became friends. Nowadays, and I'm not saying this is happening with, I'm sure Umaa and I have discussed this, we have amazing friends ourselves, but what we've observed, generally speaking, is that a lot of friendships are very transactional, and they are there only to get something out of it, which is very sad. So the minute they get it, they're gone. Who friend? What friend? Who, Umaa? No, we don't know.
That's very
sad.
I remember you said in offline, you know, it's a self-reflection that one has to, you know,
look inside.
And see what is that they are, you know, finding the lack in them, and then, you know, getting this kind of agitated activities, you know, that's where it's
very important. And you know, nowadays people are so busy with their social lives and their work lives that not enough people are carving out the time for self-reflection. I don't think self-reflection happens unless you dedicate time for it. You know, it doesn't happen because we are leading such busy lives. So, and I put up a post just 2 days ago that weekend, you know, yes, we are going to potluck dinners, we are going to picnics, we are going to events. I mean, Ash and myself, we run a lot of events ourselves. But it's also important to use the weekend to do a little bit of self-reflection. You know, am I the kind of person I've always wanted to be? Is my work aligned with my values? So you're right. Self-reflection is probably going to help a lot of people realize that the pie is big enough for everybody. We don't need to pull somebody down for us to succeed.
Exactly. You know, equally you can succeed in the same line, because there might be two different business, or you might have a uniqueness in your own work. Because your uniqueness and creativity, nobody can steal that. You know, you will be the original always. So,
I mean, you're in the whole event management space, and look, there are a lot of people out there doing something similar. But there is something about Umaa that makes Umaa special, and that makes your brand special. So it's about finding the uniqueness, you know, like they say, the USP, unique selling proposition. Find it, make it your own, own your space. and then we will never have to pull somebody else down.
Yes. And when you bought the event industry, because your friends, they come. Most of the friends support you. Some of the friends will actually take advantage. They might ask, free tickets. I want you to
the free tickets saga. Let's not talk about free tickets. I could write a whole book about everything free. Yeah, go on.
So, for example, in one of my events, somebody asked me a free ticket. One of my close friends. Guess how many tickets they would have asked me?
2, 3?
No, I had given 70 free tickets.
My goodness. Wow.
So that was a huge. There are friendship like that also.
Yeah.
So.
And when it comes to this whole thing about events, let's talk a little bit about reciprocity. Okay, what is reciprocity? Reciprocity is where if you get something, you give back. So, Umaa, what I've observed, and I've been writing about this for a long time, people are obsessed with their own events.
Yes.
I understand that, right?
Yes.
So, if it's a ticketed event, and I've gone to a multitude of those over the years and supported the ticketed events that people run, but I've found that these same people to whom I've extended this support may come for a free event that I'm holding, possibly. But when it comes to coming for a ticketed event, the reciprocity is absent.
Yes.
Have you noticed that?
100% being an event. In 6 years, that happened quite a lot of times.
Yeah.
If somebody calls me, please come and support the event, I'm always up in there. No matter, unless I have some medical emergencies.
Correct.
Otherwise, even last week I was not well, but even then I went and supported my friend, even if it's 10 minutes, because they gave me a guest, called me as a guest. So it's just that, supporting. They have done the vice versa for me.
Correct.
So there are some friends who have done the vice versa, and they will pay also, some friends.
And some,
Yes,
and some don't.
Some don't.
And some never do.
Yes.
But if you don't go to their event, they will sulk.
Yeah.
But never remembering that, hello, are you doing the same for others? No. So technically we all should be sulking with you all who are not coming, but we don't, right?
Yes.
So let's think a little bit more about reciprocity. It's very, very important.
Yes. So
That's fabulous.
Yes.
So we've covered a lot about friendships and trust. Was there anything related to friendships you wanted to add?
I think what we teach our kids to find the right friends, I think it's same for adults also. I would refrain anybody to actually you becoming very closer and sharing all your secrets, because your secrets can taken to a different level when you're not speaking or when you're speaking also. So it would be have a boundaries and don't overshare anything. Share only what's needed.
Because we overcare, we overshare, right? Something that we're all guilty of. We end up telling our whole life story to everybody, telling our deepest, darkest secrets, only to find out that trust has been betrayed.
Yes.
And now the whole world knows about that great secret of yours, which you thought only that other person and you know. So you're right, you know, we should have some boundaries.
Yes, and also to know if somebody comes and gossips to you about your own close friend, one thing is, yes, you should not be listening to them. The other thing is you're listening not to just use that, but to actually guide the other person. See, this is what's happening, you need to stop sharing, or you need to have a boundary with this friendship.
Or this is what people are talking about you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Otherwise, you could go through life completely unaware that this is what others are spreading about you. So as a good friend, like Umaa rightly said, do not tolerate gossip. But if you hear anything that is unsavory, that is being spread about your friend, let your friend know, so that your friend is not in the dark about all these things.
Yes, because anything can happen here. So, and a lot happens also.
Like I said, gossip is a lot of people's full-time job. And their full-time job is just their part-time job, right? Because they're obsessed with spreading gossip. But I think we've covered a lot of ground when it comes to friendships, so thank you for that.
Yes.
Our next topic, which we've already touched upon in our first topic, is about this whole thing about stealing contacts. And that is quite a sensitive issue for a lot of people, and I know a lot of people are struggling with that. But I know you had another angle to share as well.
Yes, so the contacts are pretty much important in event industry, right? So you have, this is my observation and example also that I have had that experience, where you built your network with the sponsor sponsorships, or your, whether the stall owners that you are close with, boutique owners, and you're supporting small businesses, and then you have organized the entire event with all your contacts, like maybe the singer, the cleaners, or whatever.
Yeah.
You have catering, everything. And some people will come and say, all right, give me that contact for the sponsorship, help me with the sponsor. You have so many sponsors, can you help me with two? Or give me the stall details. So the person who is, even though it's my passion, I still pay taxes on this company name. So it's still like my job. If I want you to train, then I might have to charge you, and then I'll train you, but not necessarily give all my hard work to you, because that's what I hold for. So that kind of things had happened in the way of contacts. And some people will just stand next to you and opportunistic, and they'll see whom you're talking.
Wait for the right introduction and then disappear.
And then I have seen even politicians, they actually take a cheerleaders with them, saying that I'll get introduced, I will teach you this, I will teach you that, but we may think like oh yes, they're going to help us. It's not necessarily they're going to help us, or necessarily you're going to have a contact. I feel you have to do the hard work. One has to do the hard work.
And look, wherever possible, we are all here to help each other. Wherever possible, we are all here to make introductions and to open our network for everybody. But it has to be a reciprocal game, and also it has to be authentic. If you are approaching somebody, extending a hand of friendship, but to actually have an ulterior motive of I just want her network, that is incorrect. I feel, right? Like just be, hey, I really need help with building a network. Can you teach me how you did it? That's a different thing. But what you're saying is that sometimes people approach, they have the mask, the disguise of a friend, but they're there just to steal whatever they can. And when they get it, they're gone.
I think maybe not use the friendship or the contacts, if you can have a transactional open conversation saying, yes, I want to have more contacts, can I join you? That is open. Or join like Abundance Club, where you will actually get more contacts, you will learn a lot of stuff, and you need to reach out to the right places if you really want to build something like that.
Come along to our next Abundance Club meetup.
So that way it's more doing the rightful way. Rather than
sneaky.
Sneaky.
Let's not be sneaky about it. Let's be upfront and authentic. If you want to understand how someone's built their network, if you want to know how to approach sponsors, be transparent. Say, hey, I need help with this, and more than happy to help, right? But it's when it's an underhanded approach where you're approaching from one perspective and then being something else that that's probably wrong.
Or also I would highlight mentorship. There are a lot of mentors available. You yourself are writing, and even we get inspired from you. So reach out to a good mentor, and in your own circle or in your area, like in an office or anywhere, a lot of people out there professionally who can help you to mentor you and then take you wherever you want to
the next level. I'm actually surprised, Uma, how few people have got formal mentors in their life. Because very often when we talk about mentoring, they say, oh, I've got a great friend circle. So if I ever have a problem, I just chat with my friends and they give me advice, which is awesome. We all need our friends. But a mentor is different. A mentor is someone who's a few paces ahead, who's done all the mistakes you're about to make, and they have the wisdom of hindsight. Right? So a mentor is very different to just your group of girlfriends that you hang out with. And me personally, in my journey so far, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my mentors. So I've always depended on their wisdom, their advice to take my next step. So if you don't have a mentor, also in a lot of professional spaces, Uma, I know you know about this, the companies have a mentor-mentee program. So if you just reach out to your manager tomorrow, because it's Monday, and say, hey, does our company have a program like this? They might even match you with a mentor. So there you go. You start your journey towards having a mentor. That's awesome.
There's a lot of business coaches as well. One of my close friend, Prashant, he's also a business coach. So he coaches out there to people as well. So you can get coaches, or you can get, whatever field you want. There are people out there professionally who have educated and who have all the skills. Reach out to them rather than your own friend circles or community people, where they all are social people. They all come to the same wish, like how you want to become successful. They are also there for the same. True.
But when I think, when it comes to investing in our personal growth or professional growth, a lot of people think that, oh, that's a lot of money.
Exactly.
But would happily spend that amount on dining out or buying an outfit or, going on an expensive holiday. So if we stop looking at when we spend on our personal growth, we shouldn't look at it as spending, we should look at it as investing, because that's where you get the return. Everyone wants return on investment, right?
Yes,
you get it. But I think more people, if we become aware that, okay, I need to invest in my own growth, then we don't have to resort to or going down to those levels. We have to pull each other down. And not let somebody succeed. Fabulous. So that was about contacts. Have we covered all ground when it comes to contacts?
I think mostly yes.
If you remember something you want, you can always tell me later.
For sure.
We come to our last topic. Now, this is again something which I have noticed, and Umaa and I have been talking about this. Let me begin with a disclaimer. Okay, Umaa and I both have been helped in our journey by some amazing women who have been our cheerleaders, who have clapped the loudest when we got awards or when we got recognition. So women have been, at our side supporting us for the longest time. But today we are also going to talk about the fact that sometimes women are women's worst enemies. That women have held other women back. We are not saying this is the case with everybody, so don't get all hot bothered under the collar. But we are saying that we have observed that sometimes women have held women back. And Umaa has got some very interesting insights on this. So tell us a little bit.
I will start with the research on it. Actually,
there's research on it. Yes.
There is a research, if you go Google, there is a research done that women are women's worst enemies. In some cases, there have been proof as well. In some cases, there may not be. It might be subtle, but
it's there.
It's there. Nobody can deny it. Especially for me in the event industry, I'm a woman. It's a fully male-dominated society that I work with. Even then, I haven't seen as much as the negativity of women. I have seen less on the men's side, where they have been more helpful. And I think men are more casual, not that much, okay, she's not in the place of where I have to stand and fight. They say, okay, let her do something.
She's not competition.
It doesn't even bother there much. But the women are they're not even happy, even the slightest things the other woman is actually having. Whether they have a good family, whether they have a good background, or they are successful in business, anything. I think women are not happy. I've experienced in my event as well, where I have worked with some women, and I have observed as well. Sometimes they do things which are not happy. So in that way, I would say, women are
holding them back.
The credibility of your work should be given by anybody, whether your mom is doing it or whether anybody is doing it. The work, whoever has done, the appreciation or the credibility should be there. In my event, I have experienced.
I've also noticed that a lot, that sometimes you can tell from the body language that there is a compliment. But it is a backhanded compliment. It's actually nothing nice. They're putting you down. Also, I think people don't understand that when you are insecure or you're being rudely sarcastic, we know. We know. So you might be saying something that you think is a compliment, but people can sense it, right? So I think we need to learn to rejoice in others' success, because just because somebody is successful, it doesn't mean, now I don't have a chance to be successful because Umaa is successful. It doesn't work like that.
And success it depends on everybody, that you keep posting, right? Success for each and every person, it's different. Not necessarily whatever I have, it should be the other person should have, or whatever the other person, vice versa. Right? So in that way, we need to appreciate more. It's nowadays it has become more like social media, where women support women is the hashtag. Where are you supporting? Can you please? I really want to see an example where a woman has supported really women. heartfully, like, wholeheartedly.
Because it sounds good in a hashtag,
Yes.
right? But reality is different.
Yes,
Hashtag
yes.
is hashtag. It looks
Yes.
great on social
Yes,
media.
yeah.
But like we said at the start, there are examples of women who have
Yes,
helped, and
yes.
both of us have experienced that.
Yeah.
But we have also noticed
Yes,
that
yes,
women
yeah.
can be
Yeah,
women's
yeah.
own worst enemies.
It even applies in relationships. Some women want the other person, the man, and then they bring the the envy. Everything starts from there, and
Yeah.
even though they are married or something, they might want that man. So it starts there. It starts with daughter-in-law, mother-in-law. Sometimes these things are happens till
Yes.
day to day.
Yes.
So where women are not supported. When you're girly and then you're in uni, it's all okay. Girls,
Yeah.
they bitch about it and they just forget about it.
yeah.
But when it comes to an adulthood, I think it goes a little bit extreme. I think we need to come to our self-reflection again and not have that much enmity,
Yes.
you know.
And the world was not like this once upon a time.
Yeah,
It was a lot less pretentious,
Yes.
a lot less artificial,
Yes.
and friendships were just a lot less complicated.
Complicated. Yes.
Now,
yes.
the word friendship, a lot of people are running away from the word friendship because they think, oh my goodness, I've been betrayed so many times.
Yes.
That actually now, before we wind up, I wanted to also we talked about friendships earlier,
Yes.
offline, and I wanted to talk about expectations
Yes.
from
Yes.
friendships,
Yes.
right? So I find that a lot of people put the burden of expectations on one or two friends, where they expect that friend to be everything. So here's how I approach my friendships, and I have a different approach to my friends. So, and I was telling Umaa this morning when we were chatting. So I feel all of us have our own strengths. Okay, so if I want to have a spiritual conversation, okay, I know which friend to call. If I want to go Bollywood dancing, I know which friend to call. If I want to go for a good chick flick, a nice movie, I know which friend to call. If I want to bare my soul and just vent about things I'm unhappy about, I know who to call. So I have friends whom I interact with based on their strengths.
Yeah.
Now let's say the person with whom I have a spiritual conversation, let's say she doesn't like going for chick flicks. If I sulk because she's not coming with me, it's pointless. It's not her thing, So I think we need to have less expectations from our friends and just learn to enjoy what they bring to the relationship instead of sulking about what they're not. What do you think about this?
Yes, this is a different dimension. Even when you said to me over the phone, I never thought about this. And see, that's where I learned a lot of the stuff from you. It's great. Actually,
Yes.
people they'll have one or two friends who are very close, and they share every single thing, and they want that person to do everything back to them, and then
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop. Yeah,
Doesn't work.
that I'm realizing now after you mentioned
I
this
mean,
morning.
we can be
Yes.
a one-stop shop for anybody as well, right?
Yes.
Because we will also end up disappointing our friends sometimes
yes.
because we will not do something that goes
Yes.
against what we believe in.
Yes.
So
yes.
then that's just how things are.
Yes, that's a beautiful thought on friendship. And the other one that I recently read yours is, with the expectation on, you could hover off the need friend.
Yes.
They might be aware of the need for all the time, and that one time they don't come.
Yeah.
That's like
End of the friendship.
Yes, yeah.
2 a.m. friend. Yeah.
Yes.
Because I wrote an article where,
Yes.
I had somebody who said, oh, this friend of mine, I have these two friends, and no matter what happens, kuch bhi ho,
Yeah.
they will be there when I
Yes.
need them. And one day, 2 a.m., she needed them, they were not there, friendship over.
Yes.
It doesn't work like that. They might have had other pressing priorities that were competing priorities because of which they couldn't come to you. So let's go easy on our friendships. Let's be a little kinder to our friends.
Yes.
And have less
That's a learning from you as well. So see, there is like 2-3 things I've learned.
We are always
on the
learning
friendship.
from each other, so that is
100%.
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was awesome. Wasn't she awesome, everyone? I could listen to Umaa all day long. Like, I just love listening to her points of view. Thank you so much. We are actually moving to our rapid fire round.
Yes.
So just some chatpata, light-hearted stuff,
Yes. Which is more exciting.
which is always less stressful.
Yes.
So Umaa, are you a morning person or a night owl?
Morning.
You like your mornings?
Morning, yeah.
Evenings, not so much.
I like my evenings, but I think morning I function very well.
That's like me. I'm just more creative in the morning.
Yes.
Okay, books or movies?
Books.
You like reading books?
I've stopped now, but I love reading books. I
Yeah.
used to read books at least 2 a day. I
Wow,
was so
bookworm.
Yes, I used to be like
yes, my kind of person.
Yes.
That's awesome. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Summer. I'm a winter person. I do not like summer at all.
We come from south, so we love our summer. You can wear sleeveless, sandals.
True, true. Idli or dosa?
All-time favorite, idli.
Idli. She's an idli person. I'm a dosa person.
I know most people love dosa,
yeah.
but for me, I don't know. I think my mom has given me so much idli that I love idli and chutney. You know, is my favorite.
You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for her brand of sambar powder to come out so that when I make my dosa, I'm going to make it with this sambar powder and I'm going to send her a photo and tell her how yummy it was, right? So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah,
and
customer feedback.
Yes, yes. And lastly, text message or phone call?
I think that depends on the people. Most of the time, from some people, I like text message, but for some people, I like to pick up the call, and I want them to pick up the call as well.
Very good. I'm completely text message. I am not, I very rarely get on the phone. Maybe my mom and sister probably have a conversation quite often.
Yes.
Other than that, I'm not. I love voicemail. Everything goes to voicemail. So, and I'll call back, of course, but I'm more of a text message. So, thank you so much. We are going to wrap up with my final question, which is always about food, because we're all foodies. So, tell me, Uma, what's your favorite cuisine?
Mexican.
You love Mexican?
Yes.
How many of you love Mexican? Let me know in the comments. Spicy, you like spicy food?
Yes.
So, what's your favorite go-to? Is there a favorite Mexican restaurant that you like?
I do, but I would also, I have like a couple of few Indian restaurants where I go very often and get some sweets or, you know, some tasty. So one is Pure Desi. It's
Pure Desi.
Yeah, Andel, but their sweets are amazing. You know, you'll just go, like you can eat
all day.
Yes.
So big shout out to, which one?
Pure
Desi in Andel Park. Hi, if you're watching.
And I today tasted a lovely food. It was called Mother's Catering in an event. It was amazing.
Mother's Catering. Okay,
yes.
That's interesting. So here are some more names for you all. We love to give a shout out to our local businesses. So if you're watching, that's Uma's favorite go-to Indian cuisine places. So that's awesome.
Thank you.
Uma, it has been an absolute joy and an absolute delight. We've been, planning to get together and have a chit-chat and dhamaka discussion as it has turned out to be. So thank you. I know you're super busy. See, we're so coordinated. We're both in traditional Indian attire. This wasn't planned, okay? Yeah. Uma's coming from an event and I am going to an event after this. So it worked out really well that we are in our Indian clothes. So thank you so much for spending the time.
Thank you for having me. Actually, it's an honor to have an intellectual talk with. You know, this conversation is for a long time. I've been wanting,
and we always enjoy chatting with each other.
Especially if the conversation person is very, not having negative, and you're a very, very positive person.
Thank you.
So that makes the whole, difference. Yes.
Thank you so much. And hope you all enjoyed this fabulous conversation with Uma and myself. And again, a big shout out to Shipra Tawani at Milan Chic for the set, decor and all of that. Thank you so much, Shipra. And thank you once again, Uma.
Thank you.
Love you all. Take care. Bye. Let's end this here.